Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Marilyn. I'm from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and I have found a new addiction. It's called cross stitch. Well, my other addiction is watching Flosstubes, but I feel like we all have to introduce ourselves out there. You know, you don't want to be that creepy person that's always lurking. So I figured, hey, why not introduce myself? Maybe I can find some stitchy friends that way. So anyway, here's a little bit about myself. First of all, I've recorded this video umpteen times because I stumble through words. I feel like I repeat all the time. I make the funniest faces. So I'm not gonna apologize for that because that's how I am. And if we get to be stitchy friends, you're gonna see a lot of those funny faces, and what can I say? It is what it is. Anyway, so I first came acquainted with cross stitch last century. That's how old I am, yes. So it was around 1998, 99. I saw someone doing a little cross stitch and I thought, hey, that looks interesting. I'd love to learn how to do that. I mean, that was the time where I was learning how to do quilting and crocheting, and I just wanted to do every and anything that involved thread, yarn, floss. I didn't care. I just wanted to learn how to do all of it. So I was recommended to go and buy like a little, you know, at Walmart they had those, what were they? Magnets. Yes, you can cross stitch this little thing and it was a magnet. And I'm a collector of anything beautiful, well, of dolls, or anything that makes me smile, or that I think it's kind of strange, or just if I saw it and it makes me smile, it's coming home with me. So if you see all those empty shelves there, that's gonna be for things that make me smile. Anywho, I went to Walmart and I bought this little kit. It came with a thread, a little hoop. If I can, it's so bright. It's very bright. Oh, it's that light, that ring light. There we go, but you can't see. So if you take a really close look at it, those X's are going every which way. They're not uniform. They're just whatever. They're having their own party. But it was fun to stitch and I loved it. And since, like I said, I love dolls and I collect them, I never put the magnet on the back. Ooh, it has a little paint. Anyway, I display it with my dolls, and it's currently living in one of my room box. It's in the kitchen. Maybe someday, if you're interested, I can give you a little tour. So anyway, that was my very first fully finished piece, and I was in love. Oh my gosh, I just wanted to do this every day, every night. Loved it. So like I said, I love dolls. I decided I'll get another kit. This is pretty cool, right? So I did. And I thought this little angel looked like a doll. Y'all, can you see it? And I was stitching it. I think I was going to turn it into a pillow. I'm not sure. But I got discouraged with the wings because this gold metallic floss was just, it was a nightmare to stitch with. And so I decided to put it to the side. And then I picked up another one. This one. I thought this was super cute. I love to make things, to do things that make me happy. And I thought this was the cutest thing ever. I was gonna frame it, but as life goes, it never got framed. I was I got pregnant, and I just put these things to the side and just kept with my quilting. I made my baby a few quilts. It was just, it was the beginning of the end for cross stitch for me. So let's fast forward about, I don't know, maybe 11 years. At that time, I used to blog. I had a blog which has, oops, excuse me, which my son asked me to privatize because he said he didn't want his baby pictures out there in cyber world. And out of respect, I did that. So the only people that really go to it anymore are my kids. Just to get photos. Whenever they have a school project, they go and they get the photos from there. Anyway, so that's not important to this, but so I purchased this book from a blogger, Alicia Paulson, and the reason I got it was because I wanted to do this sampler. I thought it was the coolest thing. It was so beautiful. It still is beautiful. It had that Scandinavian kind of look, and the little people, to me, they look like little tiny dolls. And as I said, I love dolls. So I grabbed some fabric. I don't even know what count it was because I didn't know that that made a difference. You figured you pick and you count threads here and there and every which way. Anyway, here it is. This was, oh, here's the little roof. Ah! So this was my start. If you can see those tiny little stitches, can you see them? Unfortunately, I miscounted, and then I was just like, I don't have time for that. I tried to, well, what happened was I tried to take the stitches out, but it was so tiny that I couldn't. It was just a nightmare. It was not even worth the energy. So I decided to just toss it because ain't nobody got time for that. No, I decided to toss it because I just didn't have the energy, and I figured, well, I don't know what I'm doing, so why bother? Then fast forward, I don't know, maybe 7 years, 6. And my favorite quilt shop, which is no longer in business, but she actually closed in 2019, so she closed the year before the pandemic. So I think our Stitchy group formed around 2017. Anyway, our Stitchy group, or it was what was it called? Handwork. Ah, well, it's still called because we still meet. We meet, I want to say the second Wednesday of the month. I haven't been there in a few months. That's why. I can't remember. Anyway, so I saw this, I think, okay, so let me get my whole stories right here. Ha, look at my dog. She's a little cockapoo. She's a 15-year-old cockapoo. I want to celebrate her birthday this year and give her a quinceañero. Oh, my kids think it's the coolest thing. Oh, well, we'll see how it turns out. Ugh. Anyway. Oh, this shirt is driving me crazy. I can't get it straight. It just... So, okay, back to my story. Where was I? Yes. We were at, or I was at the hand stitching group. And you could bring anything that did not require a sewing machine. So sometimes we took English paper piecing, cross stitch, crochet, punch needle, whatever we were working on. So everyone in the group was doing something different. Some women were stitching their binding on, hand stitching, not the sewing on the machine part. No sewing machines, remember? So the group leader, she does cross stitch. And she was telling us about Flosstube. And I'm thinking, what on earth is Flosstube? I mean, I know YouTube. And she said, no, it's the same thing. It's on YouTube, but it's about floss. It's about cross stitch, so they call it Flosstube. Oh, you have to watch this. And she gave me a list of different, people that she was watching and following. And she wasn't the only one. We had our punch needle group leader as well mention Flosstube and how wonderful it was. So, after hearing about it for, so many meetings, I figured, hey, I need to see what this is all about. Well, I did. Long story, making it really, really short. I found this pattern. Can't remember if it was a stitch along or what was going on. Found that quarter shop or that quarter shop Flosstube. Love. And I ordered this pattern with the fabric because it was 10 count, and I figured I can figure that out, well, 10 count. If I have to cut it, the X's are going to be so giant, I can, well, it's funny because they're not as big. I'm looking at my piece, the X's weren't as big as I thought they would be, but anyway, I got everything. Now I wanted to know how to do it properly because no one had ever taught me. So one of the ladies in the group, she had told me, okay, bring your pattern, bring your fabric and your floss, and I'll show you how to start. And I said, deal. So I took my stuff, she looked at my pattern, she helped me fold it, and she told me exactly where to start. The center is this fence. Oh. You know what that means? You have to hold on to the tail in the back. Yeah, I was so sad. I figured that was going to be the end of me in cross stitch because I just couldn't do that. And the whole point is that I wanted to I wanted to make samplers in the future. So yeah, I put everything aside after a little stitching. And then I just kept watching Flosstube and, how to stitch tutorials. And during that search and all those videos, I found one that was talking about the loop method. Oh, what? The loop method. I was like, what on earth? That was awesome. That is why I came back to cross stitch. Anyways, here's my finished piece. Yes, I want to say I finished this in 2018, but I can't remember because I didn't write it. It's somewhere downstairs, I think. I'm gonna say it was 2018. Let's go with that. I mean, there isn't a stitch police out there or a date police saying, oh no, it has to be the accurate date. I'm gonna go with 2018. Oh yeah, and I actually finished it. I framed it. I think it turned out pretty good. Can you see it? Ooh, I love it. It lives in my sewing room with my other cross stitches that I finished. Well, all but one. So I showed you my previous finishes, the beginning of my cross stitch journey. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you. So here goes. Watching Flosstube, there's something that is always talked about. I'm like, what? Project bags? What is this? Oh my goodness. So I figured, yeah, I have sewing machine, I have fabric, I have plenty of fabric. Because, did I mention I was a quilter? Yeah, and I love fabric. Oh, I think I forgot to mention how much I love fabric. So, anyway, and I love to buy things that make me happy. Yeah. So anyway, I made this project bag. Look how cute! This was my very, very first project bag. See, I even put a little charm. I don't think you can see it. Ah. See, it's a little heart. Can you see it? And a little key. It's so cute. So this project bag houses whatever I'm currently stitching or my favorite stitchy. Wow. Yeah, my favorite one. So, okay. Lori Holt. Thank you, Lori Holt and Fat Quarter Shop. I want to say thank you a million times over because the patterns, all the cross stitch patterns that I have gotten from you are in color. They don't just have the symbols, they're color coded. I love that. Wow, love it. So, obviously, all of Lori's cross stitches are happy. I love happy. Who doesn't want to be happy, right? So, I have made several. They're downstairs in my sewing room. And I am currently stitching Flea Market Flowers. Can you see it? Ooh, it's beautiful. All the colors are gorgeous. And I'm using the denim blue that she had switched to. You just have to look at her Flosstube video. I can't remember which one, sorry. So here's what I have so far. Can you see it? Can you see it? And yeah, if you notice, all the centers for the large ones are like not even filled in. It's because I'm leaving all of those for the very end. I know, I just hop around all over. So I just stitch whatever I'm in the mood to stitch that morning. Because sometimes I don't want to stitch a petal. Sometimes I just want to stitch a leaf. So, oh, and I have a new current start. Sorry, I have a little mess going on here. See, it's messy because I tried filming this like, I don't know, I can't even count how many times. So, anywho, this is my new start. I started this last night and I know there's a stitch along, which I'm probably not gonna be following accurately on time. I love stitch alongs, but sometimes I get so overwhelmed that I can't stitch as fast as other people, that to keep myself from stressing over that, I just start 2 weeks late, 1 week, whenever. And then I just tell myself, oh, it's because you started late. It's not because you're slow. Today's not very slow. So this is my start. And you see it. And I didn't use the called for fabric. I have 14 count. I had my paper somewhere. Oh, so I didn't write it down. Oh, I think it's 14 count shadow. Is there a 14 count shadow? No. Well, whatever Kimberly had said that would be a close match, that's what I went with. Because right now I'm just stitching on 14, maybe 16. I might brave it to an 18 sometime in the future. But for now, I bought so much 14 count fabric that I feel like I need to use it up. And I will. So anyway, that's all I have for now. She cracks me up. She cracks me up. Last night she kept me up because there was thunder and lightning and she was just miserable. So she figured, I'll make you. So eventually she just fell asleep, so did I. Anyway, I think she's waiting for my husband. I think this is all for today. Well, I know it's all for today. I don't have anything else to show. Everything else is in my sewing room, and you know, if you're interested, I'll give you a little tour of it. So just let me know down below in the comments. And if you would like to come back, just subscribe, and I hope to see you soon.